we're doing hot takes on what do white belts need to not do? What do they need to not mess up? How do they not hurt themselves in dumb ways?
Yeah, like quick hit list, just like instead of a to-do list, is do not list.
A do not list.
It's a do not list for white belts. Is this how you should behave in your academy in order to keep yourself safe and keep your training partner safe? I think for the most part, one of the biggest ones is if we're standing, let's start with the standing ones. If we're standing, do not jump close guard, especially if you're bigger than your training partner and your training partner doesn't have a grappling background. It's a lot of force.
So here's what would look like okay.
Boom, right? And like that's fine. But let's say I'm a little bit off angle, I'm not ready, my knee just buckles, catastrophic knee injury, I'm out for 6 months. If I'm a white belt on my second class, I'll probably never train again.
Yeah.
So for the most part, unless it's like a very specific competition training and your coach gives you the okay, do not throw 200 pounds at your opponent's hips.
Because it's, you think if you aim here, but then they back up and they go like this, then you're aiming here.
Or like
you jump and you're just like sitting on there.
If you haven't, like, you catch him at an awkward moment on their stance, bad things happen.
I'm sure I can find some horrific YouTube videos of this
Oh,
happening.
there's a ton.
People getting their legs broken backwards.
There's another one. This one is like actually illegal in judo, but for whatever reason in jiu-jitsu, like we never talk about it. It's like if I have a single leg, do not block this way and drive forward. Same thing. I'm like putting all my weight and his weight into this knee as I block, and I can put a lot of pressure into that knee. So if I'm trying to trip this person, trip him back. Trip him this way, walk up to him, lift, whatever. Talking about lifting. Do not back arch other white belts. If you pick somebody up, just bring them back down in a safely manner. Not everyone has a wrestling background, which means, or a judo background, which means not everyone knows how to fall.
Yes.
So picking your opponents up, whether it's from a single leg, a double leg, a bear hug, and spiking them on the mat when they don't know how to land, shoulders go out, necks go out, bad things happen.
Do you want to share your thought? We were talking about what do you do if you pick someone up in close guard and they just like, there's, not the normal standing to open guard, but this thing,
Yeah.
So this is maybe our particular rule. Go down. He stands up. And it's not just this, but it's, when people are like here.
Yeah. Or let's say Matt has an armbar or a triangle on me.
And I'm like heading the rafters now.
Yeah.
I think, don't slam them. I mean, they shouldn't be letting themselves get picked up that high, but it happens.
Also, if...
I would count it as your win. Like, just say, like, this guy got out.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, he's going to like, wha-bah!
So what we talk about is if you are being lifted and I lift you above my hip, you should just let go. Because now we're in this awkward situation where there's not much I can do to here safely to get out of anything. And now it's like, I'm gonna be okay. But most likely if we fall, the person hanging on me is gonna get hurt. So whenever you're training with another person and they just pick you up, bail.
Yeah.
And also, like Matt did it, if you're going for a submission, let's say a triangle, learn how to connect yourself so I can't pick you up. And I get stuck in a triangle and you get the tap. So that's a skill. And then if we go self-defense, if you ever find yourself using jiu-jitsu in a self-defense situation and there's no mats underneath you and there's like pavement, don't get slammed. I don't care how beautiful your reverse triangle was. If you get slammed on your head on pavement, you're the one getting hurt. So learn how to apply submissions without getting lifted. Those are one of the quick ones from standing. Another one is whenever I have ankle locks or like any leg entanglement, especially if this person is standing up, is it's really easy if you turn towards the inside, whether you're reaping or not, even if your leg is here, and I'm really putting pressure towards the inside. If this guy doesn't know how to relieve that pressure, I can really injure their knee. So this is one of the reasons like leg locks had a bad rep for a long time, because there was people just opening this leg and just throwing this really hard.
And partly it was all the defenses were just to pressure back
Yeah,
in.
they were like pressuring and then like pressuring, like he's pressuring his knee out, so pressuring in, and eventually his knee would just pop. So as a white belt, training in the gi, we're not heel hooking each other. So like, you know, reaping positions matter less. You should not be driving this inside position. If Matt is seated, same thing, like I have an ankle lock, I shouldn't be going this way. I'm putting this inside pressure on Matt's knee. I think that's a big one.
Here, go lay back. If you're gonna do the stack pass, so what I mean is, this is under here. What you'll see with, not only at white belt, but often at white belt, is
Yeah.
this. And like, it's not just like like this is where it is. Like I'm down on his ankle here and I start reaching like that,
Yeah.
especially if I threw a lot of weight into it.
This leg kimura situation.
So again, it's that rotating the knee in, the hips getting rotated in and the foot's getting stuck out. So don't just go and dive for that collar.
Especially if you're a heavier guy.
Yeah, you need like, maybe they did it wrong, maybe it is really their fault that they're in this position, but it's like the correct technique would be more here,
Yeah.
not
I'm trying to
smashing
rip your hip out of
this
pocket.
here with that. What was that? You sent me that video of that Russian guy who was like, you know,
Yep.
yeah, and then
Yep. And then like he's pulling.
it's like that pressure. It's just going to blow people's knees usually. Their hip could be bad too.
Hip labrum's gone.
Yeah. And then this is one for, both sides have a role in this. It's the back take, turn that way, all fours. When you're here and you want to take the back and you're just going to yank them backwards, don't yank them straight back. People will get jammed up on their ankles here and they hurt their ankles, their knees. You know, like you're going to go here and throw your hooks in. Just for their sake, pull them a little bit to one angle when you do it. So you make them sit to the side.
So you allow me to windshield wiper
Yeah,
away
sure.
from myself.
Yeah, show the movement by yourself. So it lets him sit. What you see happen too is either they go straight back onto their ankles and they get jammed, or they windshield wiper the wrong way basically. Like, I'll do it. You see white belts getting knocked over backwards, and instead of feeling which way their hip is going and letting themselves sit, they go like this with their foot out there, and then their knee's gonna blow, or their knee's gonna blow. That's what's gonna do it. So you see this like they're getting single legged, and they're like, falling here. You have to just tuck that foot and let yourself save yourself.
Yeah. So I think that's
That's a good mix.
a good mix in there, and you just keep yourself safe, keep your training partner safe. The fastest way to black belt is keeping yourself on the mat.
Yes.
And then the longer you keep yourself on the mat, keep your training partners on the mat, the better you're gonna get.
Yeah, these are all just injuries you shouldn't have. You should just avoid them. They're all completely avoidable.